Hey, what is going on, guys? Hex Competitive back again today with a brand new video, and as always, down in the title below will be the topic we're talking about today. And yes, the first thing you guys are going to ask me is, Hex, why are you wearing a Santa Claus hat? Well, it's December. It's December, motherfuckers. It's time to wear Santa Claus hats and get into the Christmas spirit. But no, really, dude, wearing the Santa Claus hat is motherfucking hot as fuck. But let's actually hop into the main topic of this video, and that is Keijo worth watching, and or why do people like Keijo? And I have three reasons for this, and the first one being it's simply the character likability. I mean, all these characters, like literally, even the elite class, which I thought a lot of them could be douchebags, and I just not like them, not care for them, just be like kind of sundays. They're not. They're all just such cool characters. Given I don't really like Toyoguchi, kind of because she's just so ditzy, it kind of gets on my nerves. It's kind of annoying in a sense, but all these characters are so likable. I mean, it doesn't matter what rank they are, they're all just so freaking likable and do have their own personalities. The personalities they've given like each individual character is really good. They really did a good job on that. And especially the characters that do get their screen time. I mean, there's so many of them. There's so many that could have like just kind of been the same character, but really they're all different characters. I mean, Ayoba, the shy one; Toyoguchi, the ditzy one; Nozomi, the hyped up one is probably the best way to put it; Miyata, kind of like the best way to put Miyata is like kind of like the noble one in a sense that she's just kind of like, yeah, she's just Miyata. Miyata's her own character, for God's sake. I mean, she's kind of like studious one, you know. That's probably the best way to put her. Then you have Mio, the perverted one. I mean, there's no other way to sum that one up. And I guess you can say, I can't remember the blue-haired girl's name that, you know, fought Miyata for the fastest outfighter. I can't remember her name, but they're really, she's just kind of like hyped up too, kind of like Nozomi, but a little bit different. They're kind of the same character, but I do love her. She's awesome. She's absolutely hilarious. But other than that, though, it's really simply the story you do get used to the story, right? So it's just the story growing on you. You really do get into Keijo's world. You kind of like grow with it. You're kind of like, I'm used to this. I'm becoming part of this, you know, anime world, Keijo. And you understand, just because it's like any other sport. I mean, there's some crazy ass sports out there, but once, you know, the more you watch them, the more you get used to them. And yeah, Keijo still has some things that I'm just kind of like Miyata making her nipple erect and then using that judo move to flip the girl over her shoulder. And then, yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. But it's kind of like, okay, but then you just get used to it. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, this is Keijo. I understand what it's doing. And there was a statement that the creator of Keijo made, because people are just bashing like, this is going to be ridiculous. How did this get animated? And when there's, you know, so many other things that could have been animated. How did this get this slot? How was this able to be animated? I don't understand. And the simple reason is, the drama is there. He made the statement, the drama is there, and I do see it, the perseverance. Especially me coming from a sports background, it's kind of like I see the perseverance. They have to train, they have to find their weak points and make them strengths. Even though sometimes you don't really think you're bad at something, it can be so much better, right? And that's there. And then you have Miyata with the whole family thing, and a lot of people can really actually relate to that, you know, in a sense, because we've all had, you know, that parent, like my grandpa, for example. He didn't mind that I played basketball and or baseball, but he thought I should pay more attention to baseball, excuse me. And I did like basketball more at the time. And we all can relate to that because Miyata's dad's like that way, right? And it's so cool seeing her parents start, you know, accept what she's doing. Well, given her mama always did, but it's amazing to see Miyata's dad, especially because, I mean, last episode, Miyata, it was told that Miyata was actually supposed to represent Japan in judo. She was the best in the country. She was literally like one of the best in the world, right? So seeing her dad accept what she's doing now is cool. I mean, it's fun. And you really, like the East-West war, we really get to see that competition perspective, right? It's the sports drama. It does have the sports in it. It's not just ridiculous. It has the drama too. And just seeing, you know, the fact that the West has never won. That's something. I mean, that's kind of cool. They've never won, right? So that's just kind of cool. In the different lands, it really goes to show like you really have to be good at so many different things. Like Keijo's like aspect of the lands is cool. You have the land that's kind of like circular on the bottom, so it really, you know, sways back and forth. You had the jungle gym one, which is cool. And I get it. And the lands are cool, but sometimes the fights are ridiculous. But it draws, once again, the main thing about all this is Keijo draws you into his world. It makes you accept what it's doing. It makes you accept it. I mean, once you get to like episode 5, you're kind of like, I get what they're doing. It's not as ridiculous to me, because eventually you kind of get tired of thinking it's ridiculous. You're kind of like, whatever, you know. And so for some people, the comedy aspect just, it makes you laugh too. I mean, there's no denying Keijo's so ridiculous it makes you laugh. I mean, it does. It makes you laugh and makes you have a good time watching it. And from an entertainment perspective, it's really good. And there's someone who pointed this out. The fan service of Keijo is never really truly focused on. There are scenes, don't get me wrong, but like for Miata example, she gave herself a super wedgie where her underwear ripped on the bottom, where she was, for, you know, everyone to see, you know, I ain't gonna go too far, but you guys get what I'm saying. But the camera never focused on it. It never focused on that. It focused on it in dialogue for a second, saying it even ripped her swimsuit, but it never focused on that specifically. It never focused on her ass specifically. Yeah, there are scenes where she gave herself the wedgie, but it never really focused on it. That scene happened, and it's done with it. It focused on the fight. So Keijo did do a very good job of having a fan service show, but yet not really focusing on it. So with that, you guys have been Hex. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow my Twitter X25, and be sure to check out my Patreon down in the description below, along with my Twitter and my graphics designer. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.